Stepping into this world of horror, a beautiful woman and 3 adventurers dare to challenge the unknown. In a land where life and love is ruled by the Lord of Nightmares, the Cyclops.
Susan, it's me, Russ. What happened? How did you get here?
Stared at me and then it came toward me.
What came toward you?
The eye!
Yet their fate rests in the death-defying courage of a beautiful girl.
My name is Susan. Susan Winters.
He's looking at her.
Can you hear me?
Here is nature gone mad, revealing an unbelievable world of terror. A world mastered by a monstrous mutation, the spawn of nuclear fury. Here is a weird, suspense-filled journey that hurtles you into the most frightening adventure the screen has ever shown.
Was a dark night. It was pitch black. I was walking alone through the woods. Suddenly, I heard tap, 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 tap. They came closer and closer and closer. Suddenly, a hand, long and bony, reached out at me from nowhere. What a night! Boom, boom, boom. How my heart did beat to that thump, thump, thump of those sand-stone feet.
I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. And I haunt all of the bad little boys who tell big fibs and break up toys. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. And I'm after kids who fuss and fight and never wash their necks at night. Ooh, don't I can to a doggy's tail. Ooh, I'll get you when the moon turns pale. I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Ooh, I'm a snooky, ooky, spooky, wooky, eerie, dreary, scary ghost.
Were you scared? Go. Ghost.
John Agar is the nice-looking young man, introduced by John Hoyt to pretty June Kenny. And when boy meets girl, well, they do what comes naturally. But the loss of love has made this mild-mannered man into a maniac who wants to make you a plaything. And the fearsome fact is, he knows how to do it.
Why, I'm your friend.
How would you like to be a living doll this madman can do with as he pleases? A monster his own woman had reason to flee. See, the world that the child in each of us knows. See, a baby doll take a bubble bath in a coffee can.
What are you talking about? Sally. Tell her. He said tonight he was going to kill us all.
It only takes one of us to go for help.
Feel the fantastic fear of living in a normal world, but being dwarfed by people many times your size.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I am your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
and Mr. Fresh Rogan.
What up? What up?
How we doing tonight, boys?
Good, good. It sounds like Fresh, you had something in your throat there. These summertime allergies.
Not anymore.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah,
it's taken care of.
They're getting me. Yeah, yeah. I got everything is clear now for the next 5 minutes or so. We should be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them for 5 minutes until the next one comes, and then just gonna be scratchy throat all night, huh? Fresh, just
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, really make sure you get close to that mic so we can really hear really make sure you're clearing it, because we wouldn't want you to to get to where you can't hear anything because you're scratching your throat so much. Clearing your throat. Thanks.
They make a throat or a back scratch, or they should make a
throat scratch. I don't know. Might be
one of those little arms.
Yeah. They tried that, but then when 80% of the people that used the product vomited after the first use.
Feather.
Yeah, right. No, that's you really want to you want to make an impression. You're going to stick a feather all the way back there, and yep. That'll get the itch. But yes, thanks everybody for joining us this evening. Happy Friday. We've made it. And
Friday.
Yep, feels good. Feels good to be at the end of another week. And I hope everybody's getting ready to enjoy a nice, exciting weekend. But to help unwind a little bit, we're bringing you some public domain horror as we do every Friday. And tonight we're getting a little spooky. We're bringing you a ghost story, which we haven't had a ghost story in a long time. Yeah, I really couldn't tell you off the top of my head, because any old movie that we've seen that uses the word ghost, it's usually not a real ghost. It's just some kind of killer pretending to be a ghost or something like that. Yes, Fresh. Ba-ding. Yeah, my freaking internet's being a little funky. But we look good on Twitch, but I imagine our Discord is kind of being shitty. Fresh. I can stop it and restart if I need to.
No, you're good.
Okay. Wait, what? Wait, oh, okay, you're actually doing that. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing here. Very good. You're good. Making me think I've got some kind of technical problem going on. The joke's on me. I literally thought, wait,
It's him every time.
Is he disconnecting or did I disconnect somehow? Yep. Yeah, got me. I thought, we usually, hey, S-Sync is in the house. Hello, S-Sync. Oh, Evan, I don't have your chat pulled up. I got you. It's weird. It won't let me pop out the chat in Streamlabs. I have to go onto my Twitch page on Google and then go pop out the chat for Evan, which I did not do before the show like I normally do. So that one's on me. But don't worry, I'll get it queued up. But thanks, S-Sync, for joining us. As I was saying, we've got a little ghost story, and maybe that was Fresh, or maybe we've had our own interactions with ghosts. We've had a supernatural curse on this show that we haven't really been able to shake, and so we're always looking out for Caligari residuals, but so if anything strange happens tonight, I mean, obviously, I know it's not Fresh. I know it's most likely Caligari cursed, because why wouldn't it be?
Rolling in here with the storm.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
we had a storm kind of roll through. It was a dark and not quite dark, but it was a stormy evening.
It was a stormy evening. Okay, let me make sure that's small enough. Okay, Evan, tell me where.
Get up a little bit. Right there's fine.
Hell yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay, Evan's got the chat. Yeah. Ooh. What's fresh?
Who's
is somebody at your door?
I have an open door policy.
Oh, okay.
People don't knock; they just walk in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then if it's not coming from your end, then I don't know. We can't get up and look. We're here. We're here during doing the show, so we're glued to our seats. So we can't answer the door right now, but I guarantee you if I went to open it, there wouldn't be anyone there anyway because it's probably a ghost. And so that's what we're dealing with tonight. We're dealing with a nice little ghost story because tonight we're watching the 1960. Now that was definitely Caligari Curse right there. That sounded like some weird German expressionist, some 80s soundtrack for a German expressionist film. That's certainly not a popular.
Sorry, I got a text.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, certainly not a popular notification sound at all. But yes, tonight we're watching Tormented, which is a pretty straightforward supernatural horror film. And it's interesting because it comes from a director-producer who is mostly known at this time for giant monster movies, which we saw the trailers for, some of the trailers for in our pre-roll. I believe those were the trailers for the Cyclops, which was the first one, and the second one was Attack of the Puppet People. Yeah, Attack of the Puppet People. And those films come from Bert.
That's my middle school drama.
Right. It definitely sounds like
all these people are fake.
They're just bunch of puppets, man. And you know who's pulling the strings?
I'm the only real person in this school.
You know, I'm no strings attached. You can't put strings on me.
This just writes itself.
It really does. And so that was Bert I. Gordon who was responsible for those films, and he ended up making at least before tonight's film 7 films of that vein. These giant, they're not always monsters because sometimes it's either regular sized people who are shrunk down and they're good and there's an evil scientist. That was Attack of the Puppet People, right? And some of them are a little more like just around like giant animals. Because of atomic radiation, they become huge and now they're attacking everything. We've seen some of his trailers before, but basically in 2 years, he made the Cyclops, the Amazing Colossal Man, Beginning of the End, which was about giant grasshoppers, which we've seen the trailer for before.
It's just the beginning of the end.
Right, just the beginning. You don't want to see the end of the end. It's not good.
It's the sequel.
It was horrible. He's this director Bert Gordon's certainly not known for his quality. But we've also seen the trailer for The Spider, aka Earth versus the Spider, giant spider, of course. War of the Colossal Beast and Attack of the Puppet People. All these movies came out in a 2-year span. Between 1957 and 1958, he released those 7 movies, which are all sci-fi films with a giant something where he's very heavily relying on rear projection, which, as Fresh pointed out, when we were watching the trailer for Attack of the Puppet People, that it looked like it was just people who were standing up in front of a movie screen in the middle of a movie at the movie theater. And that Fresh actually hit the nail on the head, whether he knew it or not, because that's all rear projection is, except the projector is behind the screen as opposed to coming from behind you and shining down, right? That's the only difference. So it's a pretty easy effect.
Stand in front of a movie screen.
Essentially.
They went to the movies and just stood in front of an existing movie.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But again, that was like why Bert Gordon did these kind of movies, because that was an easy enough effect to do. And he was very much a special effects guy. And so he uses his special effects skills it brings them into tonight's movie, with this ghost story. He makes sure to employ special effects, which I believe are pretty cheesy.
So are we gonna get some rear projected ghosts?
Maybe. Quite possibly. It's actually going to be even worse than that. You'll see. It's something. But this is, again, it's actually a seaside ghost story. It takes place, I believe, in Cape Cod, somewhere up north. And it involves a jazz musician and a love triangle and a death and a ghost, of course. So it's got a lot of fun things, and again, it's a change of pace for Bert Gordon, who was mostly doing these sci-fi films. This is a straight horror film. We don't get any giant bugs here. We don't get any giant, no giant centipedes or anything. That would have been a great giant monster, but I guess it's too hard to build.
Too many legs.
Too many legs. Just too difficult.
We can't do it right.
I guess you're not doing it. Yeah, and you got to make the legs look like creepy. If they're moving all mechanical, it's like that works for a spider, right? And a centipede, probably not. Probably not. So I'm going to ask you later to come up with a new original giant monster movie with an insect that has not been the subject. And you're gonna have to think on it, and you're gonna have to tell me, because I want to know.
I mean, I got one right off the dome. I mean, if you think a centipede looks creepy, have you ever seen a house centipede?
Describe it.
If you don't know what that is, if you're in the audience, maybe just Google it. Maybe you've seen them lurking around if you have a basement.
I hope I have. I don't think I've seen it. Ugh. Are you Googling?
Yeah, I want to show you, because this is
I'm scared. If you hold your phone up to your camera, will it show it?
I think we've done that before.
I think we have. Oh, no, we're getting a call.
Someone's calling in.
First caller. You're on with the Scream Stream.
Hey guys, what's going on? Long-time listener, first-time caller. I just want to say, oh yeah, I've seen these.
Yeah, you can at least see the body. You can't see the legs,
but
they're
legs.
longer, and there's, yeah, it looks like a centipede, but with spiders' legs, and a lot of them.
Yeah,
pretty creepy.
It's got too many spider legs.
Yeah, disgusting. Yes, S-Sync. I second that. Very disgusting. Oh, that's it.
They're fast too. I saw one this morning.
You saw one this morning?
In the lab. That was at work.
In the lab.
I was in the lab.
So you are trying to giganticize one of these already, is what you're telling us.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay. Evan, you're not turning into a mad scientist yet, are you?
I'm chasing this bug around the lab, trying to catch it so I can shine X-rays at it and make it huge.
And you're not insane.
I don't think so.
Okay.
What do you
That's
know?
What an insane person would say.
If you're insane, do you know you're insane?
I guess you really don't. No.
I'm outsane.
Yeah, that's the That's the new terminology for it. Yeah, I'm embracing my insanity. I'm taking it on as a part of my persona. Could you? I mean, hey, there are people that have been able to do that. I mean, but usually they end up getting into some kind of controversy, rightfully so, because they're insane and they haven't. Nobody's taking care of them. We're going to take care of our insane people. I don't, and I shouldn't even say insane. I should say mentally ill. But we won't get up. We're not a political show. We're a horror show. And so I'm very excited to be bringing you guys this ghost story. I'm also excited for this evening's cocktail. As always,
I'm bringing.
Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film and a little segment which this season we're calling
Schlocktail Hour. Is a storm still outside?
I don't think so.
So let me ask you guys something. Do you guys like coffee? Are you guys coffee people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Big time. I drink one before every show.
Yeah. We love some coffee here. We're staying up late. A few night owls here on the Scream stream.
Mm-hmm.
We like our coffee, and luckily for us, we've got a coffee cocktail tonight. And well, I say cocktail, but what we've actually got is a shot.
Evan,
We're doing shots tonight.
He pulled the old switcheroo on us. He told us he was giving us a cocktail, and then he pulls out a shot.
Yep. So
here I am. I've got to do it.
I'm
not a shot person. Evan knows
contractually obligated.
It was one thing when we were dropping a shot into a beer, but you're telling me this is just a straight shot.
This is a layered shot. So I was looking around this week and I found a recipe for a shot called the Lighthouse, which I believe we might be getting some Lighthouse action in the movie tonight.
A lot.
A bit.
A lot, yeah.
So the Lighthouse is it's equal parts coffee liqueur, Kahlua, Irish cream, Bailey's, and overproofed rum on top. And so you layer the shot in shot glass, and then you light the top layer on fire, and you have your lighthouse. Let there be lighthouse. I saw that, and I thought, okay, well, we got. What can we do with this? And have you guys ever heard of spicy coffee? Have you ever drank spicy coffee?
No.
So that's a thing. I got turned on to this.
Who likes their coffee spicy?
Yeah, well, I got turned on to this. It's actually pretty good. So you can put either cinnamon and or some people do cayenne pepper in their coffee. It's supposed to be good for you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they always say cayenne pepper has some kind of
some
health
kind of
benefits.
Yeah, or something.
But I mean, cinnamon. I like the idea of cinnamon in coffee.
Yeah, I do like. I'm really turned on to the cinnamon coffee.
I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds good. Yeah, fresh.
Yeah, very good. So I thought, our spin for tonight. We're in the middle of a heat wave right here.
It's hot.
But here on the Scream Stream, we're just gonna crank it up even further. We're turning up the heat with tonight's drink, the Spicy Lighthouse. So, like we said before, we've got layers of the coffee liqueur and our cinnamon syrup that we had a few weeks back, but that's making a comeback. Our Irish cream, overproofed rum on top, and I've rimmed the glass with just a little bit of cayenne pepper. Not too much, but it's gonna a little bit of a kick. So you can see the layers there.
Yeah, you can. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I'm going to attempt to light the lighthouse.
Do you have something to light to put on it? Or are you just holding up a lighter to this?
Well, I meant to bring a barbecue lighter, and all I have was the little Bic lighter. So I'm not sure if this will work, but
you'll give it a shot though. See what I did there?
I don't know. The shot glass is so tall.
It's a tall one. I should have gotten I should have.
We might have some defunct lighthouses too.
Oh no! Oh no! I mean, do I have anything you can light on fire in here? No.
So we don't burn the studio
Not
down.
seeing anything. I should have had some kind of. I don't have matches. I wish I had matches. Never have
that
matches.
one's on me, but
it's
okay. If you want your drink a little extra toasty, you can burn off some of the overproof rum.
Okay.
But we're going to just get into this.
So let's just throw this back.
Yeah, it's not that much. It's just a few layers.
I mean, it's something, man. Whew. I'm nervous.
We're just gonna
smells like rub. That overproof rum smells like rubbing alcohol.
It's strong.
It is strong.
We've been getting a bit of the overproof rum the past.
We haven't last week.
We've had. I think this is the third week in a row.
This is the third week,
but
wow.
It's not usually. It's mixed up. It's not usually like this.
Oh God, it's gonna burn.
Spicy
it's gonna
coffee.
Burn.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna give this a try.
Right.
This is the Spicy Lighthouse, unlit edition.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm pretty sure it's overproven rum would be the correct grammar.
You know what? That's pretty good.
Ooh, it's starting to burn my lips.
Yeah, you feel the burn. That lighthouse comes with a little fire.
Just a little bit. It's
a little good though. It's
I mean, again, you said you were bringing the heat, and
you
didn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
You brought it.
A little bit of spice off that cayenne.
Yeah, a lot of spice. My lips are like
Baileys, and the Kahlua is nice and smooth though.
Hot.
I like that. I like it.
The Baileys and Kahluas. I mean, I like a White Russian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Baileys, the Kahlua is like always like gives me those vibes. You throw some Baileys in there, some cream, like a nice little. But the pepper and the rum, man. Woo.
Yeah, I feel like the cinnamon maybe gets a little lost in the mix. I'm not getting it. Like I don't want to say it's not there, but
it's kind of like it's the Baileys. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but I think that's just the Baileys that I'm tasting. My lips are just fucking.
You got those cayenne
tingling.
lips.
Yeah. I hope I'm not allergic. As we're going through the show, my lips just get progressively bigger. It's like, yeah, actually, I'm doing some filler injections off camera. Decided that I need bigger lips after going back and watching past episodes. My lips are not full enough. I need more fullness. That's how we're gonna get our viewership up,
and that's where it starts.
Just rub cayenne pepper all over your lips; they'll get big. No, that's hopefully not. I don't need that right now. My lips are on fire. So yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a spicy lighthouse.
That's a spicy shot. So we'll see. I can do another one later on. I mean, I'll be chilling on my bear. So that's gonna tide me over.
Yeah,
for
another ocean pint.
You see that? See what I did there? Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm happy we're going back to the beach. I mean, again, we had some beach last week, and we spent a lot of time at the beach this season. So happy to be going back there for tonight's film. And I've seen this one before. Again, unlike most of the films this season, I think the only one that I've seen that we talked about most recently was Teenage Zombies, which I saw. I guess I saw this even before I watched Teenage Zombies. And I know that because I got this one on VHS. And this is it right
there
here.
It is.
You see, there's Tormented, and then the subtitle says you know, this is it tormented really big right there. But then here it says dot 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 by the she ghost of Haunted Island, which I actually wish that was the whole title for the movie. That would, tormented by the she ghost of Haunted Island,
including the ellipses, or
no.
Just one sentence.
Just one thing.
Tormented by the she ghost.
Tormented by the she ghost of Haunted Island. Because how am I supposed to know anything about Haunted Island unless I'm looking at this poster?
Right, yeah. Here. Tormented could mean anything.
Could be anything. But yeah, but that kind of puts it in more perspective what you can expect out of tonight's film. She Ghost, Haunted Island. Right there. Those are the two things. Tormented, but you're first you're saying she ghost, but then you're telling me there's a haunted island here. I'm in.
I was tormented by the she ghost of Haunted Island, and all I got was this T-shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't even want to know what the tourism's like at Haunted Island, man. I hear it's a mess this time of year trying to get out there. But
no parking.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the parking. Or you have to pay so much to get street parking there. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I've seen this one, and I haven't seen it since I was 8, and I think I watched it maybe more than once, but at least just once. And it's got for that time a pretty big name. Richard Carlson, he stars as the main character, who is a jazz musician, and he was a big star throughout the 50s in sci-fi films. And so we'll talk about him later. And of course, this is like I said earlier, directed by a guy who mostly did giant monster movies. So this came out in 1960, the same year as Psycho. I think after Psycho, and after some William Castle movies like House on Haunted Hill. And so Bert Gordon was trying to kind of go in that vein. He's like, I want to do something different from the giant monster movies. Let me get like a little bit more of a moody, atmospheric, supernatural horror film, and let me see what I can do. And he gets a pretty good atmosphere going. He's an independent filmmaker who could get a decent budget. I mean, again, these are still very low budget movies, but it's not like what we've seen the past couple weeks. This isn't Larry Buchanan level or Jerry Warren level. This is like at least 2 notches above that.
You got that giant lizard money.
Yeah, I got that giant lizard money. Well, again, you know how we talked about last week how Larry Buchanan did the TV movies for AIP, American International Pictures, right? Like American International Pictures was the studio that Bert Gordon did a lot of those sci-fi movies with. He was able to get like a lot of money from them, and they would release his movies in theaters. Whereas, later on, Larry Buchanan was like, here, we need some TV movies, right? Bert Gordon actually got like a decent amount of money, but by the time he made tonight's film, he had sued AIP and made this for Allied Artists, who had put out, or they distributed it. He didn't make it for them. He was an indie guy, and then made a deal with them to distribute, and they had released House on Haunted Hill the year before. So Allied Artists was into horror movies at this time. And for whatever reason, both of those movies, this and House on Haunted Hill, are public domain. So I don't know what Allied Artists, I don't know. I guess they didn't renew them. So to our benefit, because I think this movie's reputation has grown over time. So I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. So anything before we get into it tonight, boys?
I think we're gonna call.
Yeah, it's either a call or it's we're getting pranked, or it's Caligari Curse. Again, supernatural movie. That's when wait, who's going to Taco Bell? Because I just came from a taco party, and maybe I'm being haunted by some kind of taco ghost.
You're being haunted by the ghost of tacos past.
Could be. It's very possible. I wouldn't rule it out, at least.
You there, boy, what day is it? Why, it's Taco Tuesday, sir.
It's Taco Tuesday, sir. Go and fetch yourself the biggest taco in all of merry old England. No, don't even get me started on Dickens. All right. Well, on that note, I think Fresh, if you have it queued up, that's the signal. Then on that note, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of Tormented right now. Beautiful. That was some great timing there, Fresh. I don't even know if you knew that that's how it was gonna start. That was perfect. You gotta, I mean, again, it's about a jazz musician, so you gotta have
the big band.
Jesus fucking Christ. Sounds like I'm about to watch Archer.
Yeah.
I mean, this, again. Archer is definitely a 60s aesthetic, I think.
Yeah, these guys just copy Archer.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Dear God. The music does not fit.
This one shot of these rocks.
Yeah.
These waves.
You gotta love a good title sequence, right? Modern jazz sequence.
This was really exciting imagery.
Yeah, there's some interesting credits here in tonight's film we'll talk about later.
Opticals?
Yeah, opticals would be any kind of his rear projection, but I think in this case it's double exposure.
This island.
Glasses for the crew.
This is where I found peace and quiet. The peace of waves forever breaking on the shore. The quiet of tranquil moonlight on the sea. When the night wind rises and the fingers of the fog steal in, they say you can hear voices. They say
yeah, fog's coming in.
I never believed it until that evening Vi came looking for me. But you always knew that marriage was out. I never lied to you.
But I always thought that...
Look, Vi, whatever you thought is your business. But it's all over. It's finished. You should never have come here, and you'll be doing yourself a favor if you take the first boat back.
I can't go back without you. Please come back with me, Tom. Just tell her you changed your mind. Nobody even knows I'm on the island. I chartered a private boat over. I won't even go back to the club. I'll quit right now.
Oh, wow.
Why would you for
Here's the
heaven's
entire
sakes realize my
story.
is over?
A second-rate singer like me doesn't fit in the picture anymore. I hear she's
Oh, she's a
quite
singer.
young and has money, too.
We know because she said
Please
it.
understand. I'm
Yeah.
in love with her.
That's my favorite way of getting
No
exposition
one will
out.
ever love you more than I do.
Sorry, Vi. I'm sorry for everything. Good night, Vi.
I still have your letters.
Got him.
That's right. The A's, the B's, and the C's.
Especially the C's.
I've stolen your whole alphabet. What are you gonna do about it?
Wow.
Jazz.
Yeah.
What about the letters, Vi?
Oh, I never throw anything like that away. You never know when they might come in handy. I wonder how she'd feel if I read them to her. Putting in pertinent footnotes, of course.
Ooh.
Putting in pertinent footnotes, of course.
Yeah.
Or maybe
all
I'll
the
have to show them
spicy
to a lawyer.
annotations.
I'm sure
What
he'd
a
know
nerd.
what to do with them. suit fit in with your music career, Tom?
How do you like them apples, Tom?
Kind of publicity?
Yeah, Tom.
Darling, you look as if you were ready to kill me.
Now you get this straight. I'm marrying Meg.
And you get this straight, Tom Stewart. No one will ever have you but me.
His name's Tom Stewart.
Oh.
Help me! Please, Tom, help me!
Oh, this problem's fixing itself.
Yeah. Like, I don't have to do anything.
Ooh.
I didn't even kill you. You just fell.
Yeah.
Oh no, please don't fall.
He would still totally be liable, though. Isn't that like criminal negligence?
Yeah. Pretty much.
If they can prove he was there.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Damn. See, no, he didn't push her. He just didn't help her.
Yeah, that's different.
Okay, that's different.
He's, morally, he is squeaky clean. He got through on a loophole.
Yeah, it's like, man, I really got...
problem. This is the lighthouse problem.
Right. When I've got two girlfriends and I try to break it off with one of them, she accidentally dies. Problem solved.
Like, so what is what choice am I making? It's like, there's no choice. I'm just letting you know. This is the lighthouse problem.
That's just what we call it. No problem. Problem worked itself out. Damn, that was shallow.
Yeah, that was
really shallow.
Yeah.
I would.
That could have gone
not.
bad.
You don't know. You don't know, Gary.
I'm not.
Gary, you wouldn't just dive into one of
Not
those rocks.
right there. No. Fuck that. Jeez.
Think about it though. We got paid like $5 to do that.
Totally worth it.
Hey, I found this random woman.
Wow. Surprised the sea critters didn't start picking at her yet. Yeah, you're morally bankrupt is that's definitely the right thing to say. I agree, Sync.
Oh, what? He's just crazy?
He just hallucinated.
Who is it?
Oh, wow.
Sandy.
What are you doing?
I'm just
Sandy,
playing
look,
with the seaweed.
do me a favor, will you? And run out and play somewhere. I'm busy.
Beat it.
Scram, kid.
This is adult stuff.
You wouldn't understand.
Don't you like me anymore?
Sure, I like you. I love you. I just want to be by myself.
Where were you last night? The Emersons had a beach barbecue. Never
Yeah, this is like the opposite of being by myself, kid.
Jack was looking all over for you.
Sandy, please run along.
Okay. Sorry to disturb you.
Ooh.
I almost forgot. The wedding announcements came, and Mommy wants you to look at one before we send them out. There's only a week till the big day.
This kid's getting a lot of lines.
Do you want to know why, Evan? Do you want to know why?
Was it the director's kid?
Yes. Susan Gordon. Susan Gordon.
Wonder who it is.
No. I'll take care of it.
Finders keepers, kid.
And don't you tell anybody you found this.
I've got to take it easy. I didn't find any dead woman, only seaweed. I know what's the matter with me. I'm seeing things. I'm letting my imagination run
Sassy
wild.
Susan Gordon.
My conscience? No. Why should it bother me? I didn't do anything to Vi. I didn't kill her. It's her own fault she's dead.
Damn.
Jeez.
I mean, there are really some men out there that's her fault, not mine. Scumbags.
I didn't kill her. Gravity did it.
I love that he's telling himself that it's not his fault.
Yeah.
There's no one else in the scene, just him.
God, that lighthouse looks way bigger than I thought it looked. I mean, it's a lighthouse, it's big, but...
You don't know how big a lighthouse is, dude.
No, I don't.
You guys ever been to a lighthouse?
No,
I went to a lighthouse once. It was pretty big. Like,
Did you
they're
go to the
pretty
top?
small. Yeah, you go up to the top, like look around.
Spiral staircase?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
No, it's a straight staircase. It goes straight up.
Oh my. What is he doing?
Who does he think he is?
No
Crash
one will ever
Corrigan?
know.
Well, it's not even that. It's like now he's at the scene fixing it.
Right, yeah. Always returning
Which
to the scene of the crime.
She leaned
You
against the
wouldn't
railing
do
and
this
she
if you were
fell.
innocent,
It wasn't
right?
my fault if it gave way. Why should I be blamed?
If he
I
didn't
had
have a
nothing to do
guilty
with it.
conscience.
Anyway, nobody
Yeah.
ever needs to know. Nobody will
It's
even
not my
come
fault.
forward her.
Now let me cover
Why
it
should
up.
they? Except for this watch of hers. All right, bye. That's the
Fresh,
end
I
of it.
will need you to tell me when we get to break, because I looked at it earlier today, but I can't remember. Vi! Vi!
I'm a bird. I'm a bird.
Uh-oh. Click, clack, click, clack. I just don't know about this jazz. It just makes me want to jam in.
Tom?
Meg. Oh, Meg. Meg, it's you.
I have a thing for girls with one-syllable names.
Expecting someone else?
Oh, no,
Meg,
no.
Vi.
It's easier for me to remember when it's one syllable
What are you
long.
doing up here?
Looking for you. What are you doing up here in this old
Well, he's got
lighthouse?
jazz on his mind, okay?
At least it's quiet.
What was it? Was it last week's
I
movie?
wanted
What
to
was the
think.
movie where they used the word jazz? Was
I
it
guess
last
I'm
week?
worried about
He
that
said
Carlson
science
Hall
jazz.
Oh yeah, all the science
Wonder if I'm
jazz.
good enough.
Yeah.
Of course,
Science
you're good enough.
jazz.
You're the best jazz pianist in the world.
It was
Darling,
the super capitalist guy, right?
I never loved
Yeah.
anyone before in my
Talking about
life.
science jazz.
Science jazz.
Oh, nor did I.
Yeah, enough of this science jazz. How are we gonna make more money?
Your perfume.
What the hell?
Who turned the sun out?
This perfume on page.
Damn, she really knows her perfumes, huh?
Cold and gloomy in here. Gives me the creeps having that big lamp staring at us. It lights
Gives
it up
me the
just as
willies.
light stopped working. Glad they're going to tear it down. Come on, let's go outside till the sun's warmer.
Tear it down. Tear it down.
Coming?
And that's what you do to a haunted place, you know? You want to get rid of it, you just tear it down. That would be a great ending to every ghost story.
They
Just like
demolish the building.
bulldoze the house. Like, we're... All right, don't worry. I'm writing it down.
Now that ghost is homeless.
Yeah, what happens?
What happened? This country has a homeless ghost.
So they've been using some music and sound effects from House on Haunted Hill. Which is pretty interesting. Like the scream when
They're
Vi
setting it
fell
down,
from the
Tom.
lighthouse
Oh,
was.
you're gonna love it,
It's a
Tom.
stock scream.
Ooh, I was supposed to see about a tie for Dad, and I forgot. I'll be so glad when this whole thing's over with, won't you?
I didn't kill her. I mean, yeah, me
Maybe a
too.
week more. We can't wait that long, can't we?
They missed the perfect chance to use the Wilhelm scream. That would have been amazing.
I'm sure there'll be a guy that a guy will fall or something, and we'll hear it. Don't worry. You know, they found the raw like recording footage from the Willem scream, and you can hear like multiple takes of it, and you can hear the director being like, "No, it's not like it's like a real," and that's when the guy does the take.
There's nothing to see.
Right there.
Yeah, this is
Right
House on
there.
Haunted Hill music right here. The whoa, which Don't worry, next season I think we're gonna finally get to House on High Hill. It's an October movie. You gotta watch it at Halloween time. That's the best time for it. I've been saving it.
Meg, let's elope. We can catch a boat to the mainland and be married.
Let's get out of here right now before the wedding.
Well, I was never for a big deal anyway. I only agreed.
Me neither. Who wants a big deal?
Man, that I still want it.
Please, Meg, please do this for me. Just go away with me right now.
I told you that's impossible. My mother and father to think of as well as you.
I'll have to go by myself.
What about the wedding?
No, elope alone.
What about it, Meg?
If you go, there won't be one, that's all.
I've fallen in love with myself. And we're going to elope.
God, we have been spending so much time by the beach. I love it, dude. I don't like them using this House on Haunted Hill music. It's killing me. Because I know it's...
Perform the greatest of all magic accomplishments ever performed on this island. The secret cabinet.
Okay, Susan, that's cute. That's cute. You got it. You got me.
Tom, you're not paying any attention. Don't you want to see the secret cabinet?
Oh, sure I do. I wouldn't miss it. Go ahead.
If I close the doors to the magic cabinet and say the magic words and tap it with my magic wand, abracadabra, we no longer have an empty cabinet.
Wow, can't even pretend for 30 seconds.
It is now filled with...
Whoa! Hell yeah!
Stewart,
I want to see you do that, Fresh.
fine one you are.
I could make it
Conjure
have
a
less
bunch of
chili in
things.
it.
Sandy, if you hate me for the rest of your life, I deserve it.
I couldn't hate you no matter what you did.
No matter what I did,
No matter what.
even like fighting with your sister, Meg's mad at me, you know.
She'll get over it. Besides, if she doesn't, you'll be free to marry me.
Yikes! That's...
Now on,
I
you'll be
gotta...
the woman in my life.
I mean...
You're all alone. I have some work to do. I'll clean up your magic stuff.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Tom.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, Fresh. That is like the perfect sound of disappointment. Yeah. Hard to play jazz when you're being haunted by your dead lover.
Too stressed out to play jazz.
I gotta be free. I gotta feel it flowing. I can't be free and feel the flow when I'm haunted. Constantly looking over my shoulder for a ghost. Is the ghost gonna make itself a drink, or just painted by the bar for? Okay. Oh, he's not actually playing. He's letting the. Smash. Oh, they kind of said it.
They kind of said it.
That's the title of the movie. Oh, the record should have said "Tormented by the."
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that they just found a record called "Tormented" instead of like making a prop.
I mean. Oh. Now he's gonna
Okay, this is kind of like a SpongeBob bit.
Yeah, I mean, you really set the tone from the first second of the movie when you made that connection.
Who's there?
It's Mrs. Ellis, Tom.
Mrs. Ellis.
Hello, Alice.
She does look like Alice from Brady Bunch. Oh, she's
Something the matter,
blind.
Tom?
What makes you say that?
You sound upset. Perhaps I'd better check you another time.
Oh, no. No, Mrs. Ellis.
Dang, perceptive. She's trying to get the. She doesn't even have to see him to know something's fucking wrong, and she tried to get out of there.
Mrs. Ellis, I want to ask you.
She said, "Oh shit, you killed someone. I'm out of here."
Sounds kind of silly, but
I'm blind. I can sense
do you
those kind of
believe
things.
that the spirits of the dead can come back to haunt the living? Do you believe in ghosts?
What makes you ask a thing like that?
You haven't answered, Mrs. Ellis.
Nobody believes in ghosts nowadays.
Well, do you?
If anybody was to ask me seriously, I would have to say no. Of course, a real estate agent runs into many strange things in an empty house sometimes.
It's like an occupational hazard for a real estate agent.
There was a family named Samuels. They lived in that last house down the beach.
What a weird way to say that. There was
One
a
day,
family
their little
named
boy took his
Samuels.
dog and went
The
fishing.
Samuels family.
He
Nope.
never came back, and nobody
Nope,
knows what happened.
can't say
to him.
that.
After the Samuels moved away, I signed 3 tenants during that first month, but not one of them would stay more than a few days.
Yeah, I know that story, but that doesn't prove anything.
They complained about an unseen dog whining and scratching at the door, but that wasn't what made them break their lease.
Evan and I are hearing some actual strange noises that we can't identify. How's she saying this shit? Dog scratching at the
dog
door, but
scratching
I
at
don't
the
see
door.
my
The
dog.
walls were always damp and stained
Holy
with
shit.
seawater. Whatever caused it, the thing came back every night.
God damn it, Prez, you actually spooked me.
It's been many years since I've seen anything.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. Did anybody see it?
People say they found wet
That
seaweed
effect
on
just
the
has
boy's
such a
bed.
like full sound. It sounds very real.
It's like I'm mono with the soundboard stereo, and it's panned really hard right.
That's what it is. It is coming out my right. If it was coming out my left, that'd be crazy, because that's where the door's at.
Well, Tom?
Yeah.
Something I can't believe exists myself.
You think
If it
blind
does
people can
exist,
see ghosts?
You can't solve anything
Because
by
they
running.
can't see living people?
Then, on the other
I
hand,
wouldn't be surprised.
if it doesn't
That's
exist,
how that works, right?
there's nothing to run from.
Yeah, they just can't see living people. They can
Very
see
wise
everything
woman,
else.
fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
That's
talking
what the
to me.
cane's for, so
Oh,
they
thanks for
can
the
feel for
flowers.
people.
They're beautiful.
Because they don't want to run into anybody.
Come back soon.
Right, yeah. They can see, like, the world. They just can't see people. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Now go away. Go away. No, leave me alone.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad dream when you fall asleep on the couch like that.
That's how I fell asleep yesterday.
No, go away. Ah! Centipedes, they're on me.
Go away, fella. Go. Go.
Huh. Well, now I want to help you.
Oh, hey.
Ah, but it's too late. You're fucking dead because of me.
Ooh.
Bye. Bye.
Vi.
This fucking music.
No, go away. You're dead.
The composer has actually scored some of the other movies we watched on the show. The Monster
Was it an
Maker.
original score?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God. What? It's even worse that it's an original score and it's like this.
He did Indestructible Man, which Fresh and I watched when Evan wasn't here, and then Monster Maker, which I think we all watched. That was music is by Albert Glasser.
Tick, 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 tick.
It's that crocodile.
What is No, this is not Hook, okay? We all love Hook. We're all children of Hook here,
He's
but
being haunted by a crocodile.
So you're telling me this is a Captain Hook origin story?
Yeah, he's got to lose his hand somehow.
Of course, it was his lover who died and turned into a ghost and then ate his hand. That's how ghosts work, right?
Right, yeah. If they eat your hand, they get a second chance.
It wasn't there, was it? I think it was, right? Fresh, the break?
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's
Yes.
good. I hit right, like, as he got up to the lighthouse, which was a little past where I was supposed to, but pretty much there. So that was the first third of Tormented. So what do we think so far, boys?
This is
I'm loving the score.
Yeah, the score is nuts.
You gotta, yeah.
We've got like a bad main character, like not a good person.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Have we had anything like that before?
Like like an unlikable protagonist.
Unlikable protagonist, yeah.
That's a good question.
It's always such an interesting angle because like they're the main characters, so like by default you kind of feel like you should root for them a little bit, but like this guy's he's terrible. Like you can't root for him.
I mean, the first thing that you open with is him allowing his one of his girlfriends, when you already know he's cheating on his fiance with this woman, allows her to fall to her death, and then it's like, oh shit, like I gotta make sure this doesn't fall back on me.
Yeah.
And then,
but how will this affect me?
Right. I mean, when in the moment he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, this works out great," and then he's like, "Oh fuck no, man, this isn't good," and it doesn't work out for him, obviously, because now he's haunted. So,
there's like no redeeming quality either. Usually, when you have like a bad main character, it's like an anti-hero, but he's like not even that.
Yeah, he's not really an anti-hero.
It's really strange, isn't it? Like, it's really odd because I'm trying to like go through in my mind all the movies that the 56 other movies we've watched on this show, and obviously we've had protagonists that are uninteresting, and you just like, they're boring. There's nothing really exciting about them. But to actually have a protagonist that like is genuinely, as like S. Sync pointed out earlier, morally bankrupt, like it's kind of that you definitely don't get that in the older movies, because in the older movies you have to have a morally upstanding protagonist that you can root for. But like, yeah, it's weird even for 1960, the code was breaking down, but to be following a guy that's like, oh, well, yeah, he's not a good guy. No, he's not good. That's weird. It's for a horror movie or any other kind of movie. It's weird. Although I guess like maybe 2 years before this, kind of going in different genres, there's a John Wayne movie called The Searchers, where John Wayne he is the main character. It's a John Wayne movie, but he is like a bad guy. He is like an evil guy, and his character is generally acknowledged as like a morally bankrupt, like bad character.
Does he have the black hat on in that movie?
No black hat, but he's he's just ruthless and violent, and it's a more complicated character than just the hero that John Wayne would normally play. So I mean, although I will say it's interesting that we talked about House on Haunted Hill earlier. We haven't watched it yet. and I'm not to give any spoilers, but basically Vincent Price's character is not the most morally. I mean, that's Vincent Price,
that's
though.
true,
You
yeah.
expect that, right? But it's kind of a thing. They're starting to try to subvert the audience expectations with what a protagonist was at this time. Because even the actor playing the lead right now, Richard Carlson, they're playing him against type right now. He never played an unlikable, morally bankrupt character like normally. I mean, he started out in the early 40s as a leading man who's very much the, oh shucks, G. Willikers kind of a guy. And you know, he did like a lot of comedies and a lot of romantic parts. One of my favorite movies of his, that's an early movie for him, is Hold That Ghost, which is an Abbott Costello movie. And there's no real ghosts. Spoiler alert, it ends up being gangsters who are trying to trick the people into thinking that this place is haunted, so they'll leave.
The Scooby-Doo plot.
It's a Scooby-Doo plot, yeah. But he's the romantic hero there. So he started his career as a romantic hero, and then World War II happened, and he served in the Navy, and then he came back after the war, couldn't get any work, which happened, you know, it was pretty common. People forget about you. They're not going to recognize your name, so the studios are like, all right, we don't want you. So he had trouble, but then in the early 50s, he started getting cast in a lot of sci-fi films playing the hero, playing the lead. And probably the most famous one that he plays that role in is Creature of the Black Lagoon, which we've seen the trailer for before, so we're not going to show it again. But, you know, that was a huge success, a very popular movie, and he is very much the good guy. You know, he kills the creature at that, kills because, you know, there's a sequel, so he doesn't really kill the creature, but he's the hero in that. And it's funny because that movie is actually was a very popular 3D film. And somehow Richard Carlson became the guy for 3D sci-fi films. And so the two trailers that we're going to see are for two other 3D sci-fi films that he starred in playing the hero, the lead. The first one is for a movie called It Came from Outer Space, which we've seen. It came from Beneath the Sea, and it came, you know, The Terror from Outer Space. We've seen other movies with it leading the title, but this may be the one with the best reputation. It Came from Outer Space because it was a 3D film, and these 3D films had more money put into them than kind of the like B sci-fi films. I mean, these were still considered relatively cheap, but I mean, it's 3D, so that was like kind of it was a gimmick. 3D was like, but this was the beginning of it. So the box office for these movies was crazy because people in the early 50s were like mind blown. It's like, you know, virtual reality now, right, that's 3D back revolution. Then. Yeah. It's like, what? Like, this is so crazy. It's blowing my mind. It's coming out. It's coming out of the like screen at real. Me. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how Richard Carlson became the go-to guy for the 3D sci-fi hero, but he was. So the first trailer we're going to see is It Came from Outer Space. The second is for a movie I haven't seen It Came from Outer Space, but this other one's even more obscure. I hadn't really heard of it or read up on it. It's for a movie called The Maze, which is like a little more horror, I think. But there's a lot of sci-fi to it. And both of these trailers have Richard Carlson like walking up to the camera and like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he has this very like squeaky clean hero reputation. That's the type like that he got cast as. So it's weird to see him in the role he's playing tonight. So you'll see it in the trailers. You'll be able to kind of like note the differences. It's really odd when you zero in on it. So we're going to get these 2 trailers, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting middle of Tormented. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Please put on your 3D glasses, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the events that I'm about to describe are going to sound incredible to most people, but I know they happened. I saw them happen. They happened to me. One night, not very long ago, my fiancée and I saw a meteor-like object flash through the sky and fall to Earth in the Arizona desert. I was the first one to go into the smoking pit where it landed. The only one to realize that this meteor was a spaceship. I looked into it. I alone knew that the beings it carried, formless, terrifying beings from outer space, planned to conquer the world. And so fiendishly, by entering into the bodies and minds of captured human beings. Wouldn't it be a fine trick if I weren't really John Putnam at all? But something from another world come here to give you a lot of false leads. What do you want? What are you doing? Let me see you as you really are. No, you're not Ellen. You've got Ellen's clothes, but you're not Ellen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard Carlson. If I look somewhat older and more drawn than I have in my recent pictures, it's because of the harrowing experiences I've been having here in The Maze. The Maze is the first picture in 3D that delves into the weird and terrifying world of the supernatural. If you're familiar with the exciting effects that can be achieved with 3D, you can imagine what happens when something from the great beyond reaches right out of the screen to clutch at you. Oh, and one more thing. After you've seen The Maze, please don't reveal to your friends the secret of its story or its startling climax. Because you see, we think The Maze will amaze you.
What fearful secret was hidden from the world for 200 years? Why was every door in Craven Castle locked at night?
I went to your room and I saw something. Something horrible. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
It was your imagination.
It was something alive. I saw it move.
The terrifying story that startled the world comes to the screen in 3 dimensions.
And we are back. So, yeah, 2 trailers with Richard Carlson, king of 3D sci-fi thrillers.
Please
And
take off your 3D glasses now.
yeah, you can go ahead and take them off now. I mean, you don't want to be watching us in that red-blue color scheme all night. It
So
might
is
give you a
that
headache.
Is that the 3D that they were using back then? Was that the red and the blue?
I don't think so.
Okay, that was later.
Yeah, I think theirs were like, when you go look at pictures of people wearing from the 50s when they were wearing their 3D glasses, I mean, they look like they have like multiple layers to them. I don't know. They look
What would they
weird.
even be made of back then? Like glass?
I'm not sure. Again, there's some
Or it
great
was, like, real
pictures.
glasses?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think that they were disposable. I really don't know too much about the early days of 3D. I mean, it was weird because I think the first 3D feature film came out in like 52 or 53. I mean, that's all those, both of those movies I think were 53. And then, I mean, by 55 it was done. I mean, as a fad, like it was in and out, and it wasn't really until the 80s that it became like, again, like it was a fad. Like it was popular for a couple years, and
Isn't
then
it kind of always like that?
that's kind of how it always is.
It
Yeah, like
always makes a resurgence, and they're like, "This is gonna be it. 3Ds, it's here to
Yeah.
stay because we really did it this time."
every like 10 to 20 years. Yeah, it just kind of
Every time James Cameron puts out the new Avatar.
It's at the same interval, same time interval for sure. No, yeah, you're gonna have a long wait there, unfortunately. But yeah, and I haven't seen the Maze. I don't know. It looks like maybe Richard Carlson doesn't necessarily play a hero there, but again, as he kind of had this type. Again, when you talk about typecasting in Hollywood, you can even get typecast as a romantic hero, So I'm sure he liked tonight's film, getting to kind of play outside that and play more of a morally bankrupt character. As an actor, you want a challenge, right? So I'm
Sometimes
sure
you want to be the bad guy.
yeah, it's like, let me stretch my chops a little bit instead of playing the same old sappy freaking. I mean, again, it's trying to think of a modern day actor that I could compare him to. Nobody's popping up off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, and so last thing before we get into the exciting middle of Tormented, I was telling Evan before the show started tonight, I got an interesting Always Sunny in Philadelphia connection to tonight's film. So as we saw earlier, I guess she's the housekeeper, the blind housekeeper, Mrs. Ellis.
Yeah.
She's played by an actress named Lillian Adams, who appeared in an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Is that Gladys?
It's not Gladys.
Okay.
Of course, when you think of an old lady in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Gladys is going to be your go-to because she appears multiple times. It's not Gladys. So
it's Artemis. She just aged really gracefully.
Yeah, she really, really graceful. So she appeared in the episode Frank Sets Sweet D on Fire, and I believe that she's the nursing home resident that Mac interviews when they're trying to do that. And she says something racist, and they're like,
Okay.
Mac is like, "Oh, cut."
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's the old lady that they interview, and it's gonna sound weird, but when she started talking tonight, I was like, I could tell by her voice that,
Really?
because she has like a kind of a husky voice. Isn't necessarily the word I would use, but she's got like a kind of a kind of a deeper voice, which watching the Always Sunny episode, I wouldn't have thought, like, I was just like, old lady, that's just how an old lady sounds, but like hearing her voice, I'm like, oh yeah, like I can see how that's the same lady.
I can place that.
He can place that. Yeah, so it's, you got a little Always Sunny degrees of Kevin Bacon tonight.
That's interesting.
Yeah, degrees of Always Sunny tonight. So I thought you'd appreciate that. Well, on that note, Fresh, if you have it queued up. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Yeah, I didn't hear. I haven't had the signal. I haven't had the confirmation.
Wait for the slide whistle.
No, we gotta have the confirmation. There it is. We're gonna get into the exciting middle of Tormented right now. I fucking hate that it does that. You're good, Fresh.
Bye. Bye.
Is the lighthouse on right now?
Die.
Ah!
You don't even exist. You're a shadow.
That's all
perhaps.
fixed up.
Light, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be on.
Nothing more.
It's a nice set.
Why, just in case you can hear me, I've come to tell you this. I'm not going to pay any attention to you anymore.
Be gone, ghost.
I'm going to live my life right here. I'm going to stop running. And I'm going to marry Meg. Bye.
Wow. Play the victim harder.
That's all I came to say. It's going to be just as though you never existed.
You can't bother me anymore.
I'm going to marry Meg.
I deserve to be happy.
You're nothing. It's like you'll never have existed.
The world needs jazz.
I'm a good guy.
I win because one of us is dead and it's not me.
Good night.
You've been bested.
You can haunt me all you want. I'm just going to ignore you.
You just got X'd.
Man, why didn't I break there in the fade to black, huh?
That was a perfect break spot.
I know. What was I doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? This is that amateur bullshit.
Oh, you know me, man. I'm on my amateur bullshit.
I'm an amateur bullshitter.
Just an amateur, I assure you.
I haven't gone pro yet.
I'm getting close now.
Sit down. I wondered if you'd...
Here's your Coca-Cola Classic.
Tell her I'm sorry.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid you were going to tell me it was new Coke.
I'm ashamed of myself.
I'll tell her. She didn't call anything off.
She didn't?
Uh-uh. Guess she's ready to make up.
Ooh.
Just like grown-ups. Are you all ready?
Yeah, I'm all ready.
Have you got the ring and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it.
Okay.
So this kid has so many lines, and I also feel like her lines are not written in the way that kids usually do.
No.
She sounds like an adult.
She does. You could have been really confused if you didn't know when she was delivering all her dialogue in her first scene, talking about the wedding, thinking, "What? Is this his fiance?" They're like, nope. They just wrote very mature lines for this little girl that didn't say, "I'm just a kid. I don't know what they're planning."
She's got that like rare condition where you just don't age. You just stay a kid or whatever.
Well, I don't think
yeah, Benjamin Button shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we noticed it, but I believe when I was looking through it earlier, she's like second billed in the credits.
Really?
Richard Carlson, Susan Gordon. My daughter's in this movie, okay? She demands to be credited second.
Do you think the director might be a little biased?
Just a little bit. God, they're like playing this House on Haunted Hill music over the jazz, and it's too much.
Sandy, don't touch it. That right there.
It doesn't go together.
They're two scores.
They just put one thing on top of another thing. I'm confused.
It's a hat on a hat.
It is.
The matchup. They're mashing it up.
Sandy. Sandy, tell me the truth. Didn't you see anything right there?
There wasn't anything to see. You hurt.
Oh.
Well, I'll find the ring later. You run along now, Sandy. I gotta finish my practice.
Go play in the
Sandy, I'll see you later.
well, what do you call? Oh, sand. Your name's Sandy. You should be playing in the sand.
I know now you've come back. But it won't do you any good.
She has the
I'm
Billy
going to
hat.
marry Meg.
She does.
Now, what'd you do with the ring, Vi? Vi, what did you do with that ring?
This guy just get robbed by a ghost.
If only. Nope, don't tell him, don't tell him.
Don't tell him what it's called.
Well, why don't you want to tell him? He knows what it's called. He said Gelutol. We could go through the whole bit, but we won't. Sylarn, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having fun, Sylarn.
Friday fun day.
Friday fun. That's what they say.
I don't understand what you're going to...
Oh, she should have known.
No more questions. You know what's wrong with you? You've been working too hard,
Pop-ups.
getting ready for your concert. You've had a lonely life here on the island away from all your musician friends.
It's all that advertising we started doing on porn sites. You've been led here through pop-ups. So we finally figured out how to grow our viewership.
You know, the first thing you're going to do is have
Yeah, the ad only worked on Sylarn.
Of course we
Terrible
get
ad campaign.
You know
Sylarn.
how many records I'd have to sell to pay for that?
Dad's footing the bill. It's his wedding present to us. He wanted to tell you himself, but...
We're gonna target only existing viewers.
And when we get back,
Yeah, I mean,
We're over that viewer retention.
right.
Big party. We'll be living in a 3-room apartment.
Mother and Daddy won't mind if we use their house in Bel Air. They say now that I'm getting married, it's
Oh, they're going to Bel Air, you say?
nothing I'd like
You
better.
think they're gonna run into the Fresh
Come on up to the house a
Prince?
minute. I want you to see something.
Maybe Uncle Phil at least.
Isn't that supposed to be bad?
Was there ever an episode
You're not
of Fresh
superstitious about
Prince
things
where
like that,
they
are
were
you?
haunted? They had a ghost.
I feel like there was a ghost episode of Fresh Prince.
Turns out it's just DJ as a joke.
My garden's full
And
of
then
roses this
Uncle Phil
month,
throws
and
him out
it
the
seems
door.
about time to bring you some fresh
Yeah, and the
bugs.
ghost goes.
Hey, look at this.
But you're a dear anyway.
Champagne.
Fix your drink.
Look, another one.
His wedding gifts.
Yeah. Wow. God, like candelabras and fucking teapots and shit.
Well, I'm working on it. Hi, Miss Ellis.
Tom? Another pair.
Oh, that was like icy icy exchange there. I thought.
Salad bowls.
Griffin, Diane.
They got her wedding gown today, and Tom, it's simply a dream. What a bride goes through to make herself attractive for you men. It took 3 fittings to get the bodice right. and 3 layers of...
I don't know if Sylarn might have seen this one before. He might have watched it with me. I can't remember.
This ghost is tracking mud on the carpet.
Her stride is very short.
It is. Well, she wanted to make more tracks, you know.
Wanted to track more mud on the floor.
But you could track mud further into the house if you step further apart.
Yeah, that's
true.
I feel like that's more disruptive.
What's that sweet smell?
Must be the fresh roses.
My roses never smelled like that.
Uh-oh.
It's a woman's perfume.
Well, she would know. She's got.
Oh God! Look at her eyes. She's so scared.
She did look scared. Yeah. She knows.
That's a reason for his attitude. When he went back to
We've established that she can see the ghost.
Stay there until the wedding. I'm sure you'll never treat your wife like that, will you, Tom? Or will you?
He isn't here, Mother.
Where is he?
I think Meg took him to look at her dress.
It's the same scream every time.
Dear God, dude.
What is it? What did she find?
I think Sylarn left, but Sylarn would know that scream.
It's so distorted, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Ellis. I'm in here.
They definitely are doing some kind of.
Yeah, I'm just laying on the futon.
Casually.
Don't get up. I'll just put
Very
it on the
normal,
bar.
like normal people do.
Thank you, Mrs. Ellis.
I really brought the honey only as an excuse because I knew you were upset. Tom, there's nothing supernatural about what
Honest.
happened to Meg's dress. There must be a logical explanation.
Honest woman.
I know.
Can't keep a secret.
Look, this is really eating me up inside. I didn't really come here to bring you honey.
Anyway, I'm sure of one thing.
I didn't come here just to see you. I mean, I didn't come here just to bring this honey.
A friend I used to have, a girl named Vi. She came over here to the island to see me. We quarreled.
Is that some kind of?
In the lighthouse.
Is that some kind of crack?
Well, at any rate, she went back to the mainland.
Are you sure that's what happened?
What do you mean, am I sure?
Well, maybe she didn't go back to the mainland. Maybe this girl Vi is still here and
Mainland.
playing tricks to get even. Now, where do you suppose a woman could hide on this island?
Who's hiding?
Never mind, Sandy. Things will work out. You'll see.
Ooh.
You'll see. Is that a crack?
Yep. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a crack. Yep. At her own expense. She's had a dog this whole time. And this is the first we're seeing.
Like, you don't like get the dog for this one shot.
Talk about a midpoint surprise. My goodness.
Yeah, what a twist.
What a twist.
This is the real twist.
Why are people always saying never mind?
Because there are some things that grown-ups don't want children to know about.
She's very honest.
Those are always the most interesting things. Who is Tom looking for?
Never mind.
Daddy's looking for at the lighthouse. He's always hanging around there.
The lighthouse is a very dangerous place, Sandy. It'll soon be torn down.
That doesn't keep people from going there.
But you mustn't go there, Sandy. Not ever. Run along home now.
There's a really creepy vibe to this. I gotta say, I don't know what it is in this moment.
Yeah.
Something just weird, creepy, unsettling. Oh no.
Oh man.
What's the matter, Fritz? I'm surprised.
That is not the right dog for that sound.
All right.
He's so happy, and it's like,
Yeah. I love how you can hear like the audio cut like every time. Like you hear it's like staticky and then it stops and then it's staticky and then it stops.
That's a lovely perfume you're wearing.
She knows.
It's no use. I know you're in here somewhere. I can hear you too. Don't you think it's ridiculous to hide? Come down.
She doesn't know.
There's something I want to say to you.
I was wrong. She doesn't know.
You won't? Then I'll go up and
She thinks
find
the
you.
girl's alive. Oh no.
Maybe she's right.
Are we? I don't. I'm pretty sure we're not getting Scooby-Doo. I'm pretty sure we're not getting Scooby-Dooed again, okay? Like, we've been Scooby-Dooed a lot over the past few movies.
My, that's a nasty laugh you have. What tricks are you up to now? Wait, listen to me. You know you're worrying and frightening Tom half to death. It's not hard to sense how desperate he's getting.
What if he frightens someone half to death twice?
So yeah, are they all the way dead, or are they 3/4 of the way dead?
All the way.
Yeah, is it like a Half-Life where they're never quite dead?
Right, yeah, it just keeps like getting...
But I can't help thinking how foolish you are playing this absurd game.
Keeps
Getting closer to death, but never quite getting there.
Can't quite reach it.
Oh no.
You caused those two people all the unhappiness you need to. It's time you stopped. You don't belong here, you know.
Oh, I get it. She's gonna die and then find the ghost in the afterlife and stop.
What are you saying?
She's not Tangina from Poltergeist, okay? She's gonna go in there and set him straight.
And she's gonna go all the way through to the other side.
No. She can't make it.
You're not fooling me. I know exactly what you are.
That was a close one. You almost got me.
What?
I know exactly what you are.
If they just like, if it comes up later, oh, she's dead, I'm gonna be pissed.
The husband, I get nothing.
Be nice
I
to me,
can't
Tina.
remember.
2 more days, I'll be a married woman, and you'll miss me.
There's really not a lot about this movie I remember. I just know that I watched it.
Daddy!
Am I too early or too late?
I'm so happy you made it in time.
You don't think I'd let my daughter marry without her favorite father being around now, do you?
Well, roll up your sleeves and pitch in. The party's right after tomorrow.
Who's this tool?
Why, honey?
Right.
Where's the groom?
I like
He's
this
not
art on
feeling
the
well.
background.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know what's going on back there.
At the piano, I suppose.
Can you tell that he's dubbed?
It's bad enough to accept a musician into this family, but a jazz musician is asking too damn much.
You know who he's dubbed by?
Who?
He's dubbed by the trailer guy who
Still brat.
also
Poor Tom.
was the voice for the ghost host on the Haunted Mansion ride, who also has his voice has you know, his voice is a great announcing voice. Oh shit, that was good. Oh, it's on a string. Okay, never mind.
Cat on a string. Huh?
She's gonna find some guy with a fishing rod and reeling it in.
And I would have gotten away with it too if only Vi hadn't been wearing so much jewelry.
You live here, kid? Can't you hear or something? I asked if you live here.
In the lighthouse?
No, on the island. On the island.
Why do you want to know?
Look, kid, I really don't care. I'm looking for a guy called Tom Stewart. Do you know him?
What do you want him for?
He won $200,000 on a sweepstakes ticket, and I'm here to give him the money.
200 thou back then.
That's a lot of money.
Whew.
Do you know where he lives?
So if you're trying to figure out where someone lives, do you just start asking children?
Yep.
Or do you ask like,
Hey
an
kid.
adult?
No, you ask the kid. Hey kid.
What you looking for, Dad? Not much to see out there, huh? Oh, wow. This is a crazy pad.
Aren't you lost, buddy?
Oh, man, this sure is.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Yo, this place is sick.
What is this?
You have a foosball table?
She owes me a fin, that's all, and I thought it'd be nice to have.
What are you talking about?
No sweat, Dad. I don't want nothing from you. She owes me a fin, that's all.
I want to know what a fin is. Drugs.
Yeah, I wanna
is
know
it?
too.
Is it drugs?
Now,
I think it's the
don't
end of
mean
a
to be rude,
movie.
But you'll either have to tell me what you're talking about or get out of here.
Look, the blonde, the one with the... She owes me some bread, that's all. There's nothing to get
The
bugged
one with
about.
the.
What she does here is your business. I can see you dig me, Dad. Look, I motored this chick, Vi Mason, over to the island. I got a boat. Now, when she asked me if I'd take her, well, I say okay, but she said she doesn't have the change. This is what she said. Okay, so we make a deal. $5 over and $5 back.
Now, look. I haven't the faintest idea who or what you're talking about.
Look, Dad, all I want is the bread. When she didn't show by morning, she was mad. And I know she didn't go back on the regular run because I asked the putt-putt jockey, and he said no. Now, I'm a real square, Dad.
He
I
said
didn't remember the
no.
name of the guy she said.
This kid came up. He kept calling me
Today I
dad.
remember. How do you like that? Tom Stewart. That's the name of the guy she said when we made the run. So, enough of this jazz, Dad. Come on.
Yeah, enough of this. Oh, well, I am a jazz musician, as it turns out.
Well, maybe I better wait around until the chick shows.
You haven't even heard any jazz yet.
All right. Maybe it's worth it, $5 just to get rid of you. Here.
There you go. What you do is your business, Dad. All I want is what's coming to me.
Oh, you'll get what's coming to you, buddy.
Wish this guy was the main character.
That's Nick the Ferryman.
I'll be right with you, Mrs. Ellis.
Whoa.
There you are.
Plenty of pickle?
Yes, sirree. Plenty of pickle.
Yes, sir.
Not enough pickle.
What the fuck?
Oh my God.
Nelson, it's a very warm day. I think I'll have something light. Egg salad sandwich and a glass of iced tea with lemon. Don't like sugar in my tea, but plenty of lemon.
Well, how about a nice hamburger or a tuna fish salad?
What's the matter with your eggs?
Oh, there's nothing the matter with them. I just don't have any. I've been out of eggs for almost a week now. Kramer's hens just stopped laying. It's a funny thing. Nothing like this ever happened before, except once, about the time of Samuel's boy died.
No shit.
Nothing quit laying. Would you like a tuna fish salad?
Just the iced tea.
Right.
Say, Dad, can I have a Coke?
Right.
Calling everybody
Harvard's had
dad.
to send over to the mainland special to get some eggs for their party. Can't bake a cake without eggs.
Speaking of the wedding, are you still there, Sandy?
Yes, ma'am.
Shouldn't you be at the rehearsal?
Holy cow! Charge it, Mr. Nelson!
You know, Mr. Nelson, I wish I could have my sight back, long enough to see Tom and Meg married. They must be a lovely couple.
So, Mr. Nelson, that guy, He's the sheriff from Attack of the Giant Leeches, which we watched earlier this season.
The nicest of families, too.
Let's see.
What did you say the handle of the
Gene
jacket
Roth
was?
is the
Tom
actor's name.
Stewart. Girl's name is Meg Hubbard.
And little Sandy will be standing here to my right, next to the bride, and then the groom, of course, to her right, and you'll be standing here.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Sitting at the bar, just pumping information out of the fucking
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
bartender.
Yeah, I want to speak to Tom Stewart.
That was the hot dog stand guy, hot dog hamburger stand guy. You pump information from him at the beach. It's BYOB there. Uh-oh. Oh my God.
Bring your own bun. They'll make the hot dog. You gotta bring your own bun.
Like I said, Dad, what you do is your business. I mean, it's crazy with me if you want to marry one chick and keep another one on the side for kicks. Wow. But I feel sort of a responsibility, seeing as how I brought your broad over on my tug. See what I mean?
What are you driving at?
Oh, come on, Dad, don't you know?
I gave you the money you're after. What more do you want?
Well, it seems that our deal is in line for some
more money.
negotiations.
Tom, hurry. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Beth.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
pick it
a
up
nicer
later.
way of saying more
Time,
money,
I got
Fresh.
plenty of.
Renegotiation. Is that our break, Fresh? Is that our break?
Yeah.
Well, okay, all right, right there. All right, I don't know if you can look back to it and see, but we are like right at the bar. Like I think that we went to the interior.
I got you.
Okay. So that was the exciting middle of Tormented. So what do we think so far, boys?
I like the New York City fast talking guy that is for some reason on this small island.
Yeah, this well at that time he's basically a beatnik, right? Beatnik culture.
He
calling
drives a
people
tugboat.
dad and saying jazz and cat and you know, all those things.
Would a counterculture type dude that resists all of society own a tugboat and have business running people back and forth?
You gotta
Or
make
would it just be bumming.
You gotta make a living somehow.
Yeah, you gotta earn some money to buy those bongos.
Right. Well, in a fin, whatever the hell a fin is.
Right,
Again, it
yeah.
seems like drugs to me, but that's just me.
It's seaweed.
Well, they should be swimming in it. There's plenty, as we've seen, there's plenty of seaweed if you want seaweed around here, obviously. But no, it's funny that you say that, Fresh, because that's again the character is Nick the Ferryman, and he is played by an actor named Joe Turkel, who is probably best known for his role as Lloyd the bartender in The Shining. And I think he's trying to remember Lloyd the bartender, because I always get Lloyd the bartender mixed up with the guy who killed his whole family, but I'm pretty sure they're different. Lloyd the bartender is who Jack Nicholson is talking to when he's like, he's like, I could really use a drink. Yeah, he's wearing, yeah. And he's also and I haven't seen Blade Runner, but he is Dr. Tyrell in Blade Runner, the guy who's making like I haven't seen, I know, beat me up. I haven't seen Blade Runner, but the replicants, the androids, whatever they are, he plays the guy who makes all the androids. And so those movies both came out like the same year or a year apart. So those are his two biggest roles, but he's also in a whole bunch of other Stanley Kubrick movies. He's a very famous character actor, or esteemed character actor. And it's weird, like on Wikipedia, it's like, and he also went to an not Occupy Wall Street, but one of those 2008, 2009 rallies in Seattle. It's like actor Joe Turkel, and he was like in his 80s. And he's like, and it's like he described at this rally, he described himself as a liberal Democrat, like That's Wikipedia for you. But it's funny to think of this like 80-year-old man. It's like somebody's like in the crowd protesting. Like, wait, is that the bartender from The Shining? Like,
is that esteemed character actor?
Is that esteemed character actor Joe Turkel? You know, like the guy from Tormented, the guy who played Nick in Tormented. Is that him?
Is that the fast-talking beatnik ferryman?
Yeah. That's
why is he calling everybody here Dad?
Well, yeah, come on, guy. Well, you know, he's given himself some character backstories. His dad left him at a young age. He never had a father figure.
He's desperate for a father figure.
Calling any man that is older than him dad. Will
you be my dad?
Yeah, that exactly. He's just it's a cry for help. That's right. But yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. There's some interesting casting things here. But of course, I mean, you know,
things are tightening a little bit for Tom.
For Tom, yeah, the walls are closing in, you know, from the real world and the spiritual world, right? Like both, you know, that's what the walls, both of them. And I guess from his fiance, like, yeah, all sides, they're coming in on him.
Three dimensions of walls.
Perfect for Richard Carlson. That's how he likes it in 3 dimensions. He does the best in 3 dimensions. But, you know, again, Bert Gordon, yeah, he's been doing a good job of ramping up the tension here. He doesn't need a giant monster to, you know, create some atmosphere. I mean, again, there was like a sense of dread when the housekeeper was going on. I thought she was dead. I thought she was a goner when she went to the lighthouse.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do it.
We've seen her again, so obviously not. But he was creating some momentum. Oh God, we can't answer it. We gotta get to the break. Which again, we're gonna show some trailers for some later Bert I. Gordon films. You know, it's funny because we've seen at least one trailer for some of his later giant monster movies, but those usually get flagged on YouTube for copyright, so we're not going to show those tonight. But we're going to show some interesting more supernatural psychological horror film trailers that he did. The first is for a movie that also stars his daughter Susan. I guess came out probably like.
Does this movie star? Is she the star of this movie?
She's had more screen time than any other. Maybe about as much as Mrs. Ellis, any other female character in the movie. So you could see why she's billed second. Yeah, if she's billed second, she stars in it. But I don't know what year the other film is, but it's for a Bert Gordon movie called Picture Mommy Dead. Which is, it's a weird, I haven't seen it, but it's in color and it's got an interesting cast and it's very psychological. The second trailer is very interesting. It's for a movie that he did in 1972, I think, called Necromancy, and it stars Orson Welles. It's like a witchcraft movie. And it was retitled for home video, The Witching, I believe. And Orson Welles plays the head of like a coven or something. So, I mean, that's a weird thing about Bert Gordon is that he was able to get some star names. And so it's a fun trailer. You see Orson Welles a lot. Obviously, Bert Gordon understood the star power he's working with. It's like, I gotta promote him. And then the third trailer we're gonna see is actually for Bert Gordon's last film, which came out in 2014. I want to make sure I get the year right. 2014.
Wow.
He was 93 when he directed this.
Wow, he directed it.
Yep. It was his last one.
93 years
Wrote
old,
it,
that's
directed
pretty-
it, produced it. 93 years old, 2014.
Get at it.
It is called, and again, we are showing it under the auspices of fair use, okay? Because we're talking about Bert Gordon and his career, and I think it's important to have that context of his very last film was a psychological I don't think it's supernatural. I think it's just psychological horror film as opposed to a giant monster movie. So all these trailers are psychological. And it's called Secrets of a Psychopath. And it's a very low budget, cheesy shot on digital 2014 horror film. But it's just crazy to think of a 93-year-old man being like, I got one more left in me. I got one more I got to do. And
I'm not ready to retire.
I'm not done yet. And he wasn't. And so we're going to see these 3 trailers. And then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting conclusion of Tormented. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Through a young girl's eyes, you will see torment, torture, and flaming horror as she is driven to the brink of insanity by the gnawing knowledge of her own guilt in horrifying evil.
Think that you were going to die.
Killer, isn't she?
We're all killers, one way or the other, I suppose.
Susan! Me, it's Danny, it's Danny! I killed her! I killed her!
And I wanted to help her.
Give me the necklace.
Oh my God!
I love all men. The only man I don't love is my husband.
Drink? Just one drink with me. Enter the occult world of necromancy. You were brought here for one purpose. Necromancy.
A ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era. It's the art of reviving the dead. It requires involvement with evil spirits.
I'm not becoming one of you witches.
The devil god brings life to the dead, death to the living.
This is the Henry Foster house, isn't it? It's my daughter Grace. She got married here a little while back.
Your daughter? She never showed up. Don't you think a computer is a pretty sleazy way to meet?
Hey, I just thought of something. Janine, right?
Nice to meet you, Henry. Dark secret?
What?
Where do you teach? Oh my God.
along.
He'll try to make love to you, and then he'll kill you. It's the way it's been with all of them.
I am trying to work things out in my head.
All right, we're back. That was the trailers for Picture Mommy Dead, Necromancy, and Secrets of a Psychopath. And I hate that you guys couldn't hear the audio, but not to worry, because if you're watching this on YouTube, you will have heard it. I mean, Evan, you got to see some of that and hear the Secrets of a Psychopath trailer, although I know we were kind of...
Yeah, what year was that?
2014.
Okay, yeah, it felt like an older movie than 2014.
Yeah, I mean, you can... Oh, great.
We're
Now we're frozen. That's terrible. That's awful. Well, tell me if it gets any better, and if it doesn't, I'll turn it off and turn it back on again, and we'll see if that helps. I hope it does. I hope it unfreezes. Just let me know. Refresh and tell me if it gets any better. Fingers crossed. But yeah, obviously, I think he directed his last movie in the late 90s, and then in 2014 he decided to come back, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it felt a little bit more like a 90s kind of vibe.
Yeah, I think that's about as advanced as he got. And let's see, I'm trying to send a message to the chat. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, his obviously sensibilities were outdated, but you know, you got to give him props for being 93 and trying to
for real
take one more stab at it. Really like that. And we literally just lost him this year. Like, we lost him on March 8th. Coincidentally, the day after my birthday. We're back.
Wow.
Okay, we're back.
We're
Great.
back.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we lost Bert Gordon at just this year, and he lived to the age of 100.
Wow, look at
So
him.
you got to give it up for him. You know, you direct your last movie at 93. You take the last 7 years to chill out.
Finally retire at 93.
Finally, at the ripe old age of 93. I mean, it's again, and it's kind of weird that, you know, here's a director who obviously knew that he had a reputation for giant bug movies. I mean, he made his last giant bug movies in the 70s. We've seen the trailer for Empire of the Ants, which is a Bert Gordon film. He did another one called Food of the Gods, which is about all kinds of giant animals, but mostly rats. And
Gods eat rats.
he did those movies like back to back in the mid 70s. He was like very much like, all right, let me do a few more giant monster movies. So it's weird that in 2014 he was like, all right, like, let me just do a psychological horror movie and not really, you know, try to do an homage to my trademarks. You know, I don't know. You just think when you live long enough to see that you have a fandom around some of your movies, it's like at what point you just kind of comment on yourself when you're 93. When you made your best movies at that point in time 50 years before. I mean, you know, you can kind of go a little tongue-in-cheek with it, you know? Like, you can just kind of have fun. But, I mean, maybe he was. I mean, it looks over the top, so maybe he was having fun with that. But you know, he's having fun here. Obviously, you gotta love the stock scream and the, you know. But let me tell you something. The effects are about to get as absurd as they've been very subtle up to now.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to cross that line. So just a warning.
Well, hopefully we're going full blown Ghost.
We do, and even to the point that it looks like very.
We've had a little bit of Ghost action
real.
so far.
Yeah, we have, but that's what I say. It's been subtle, right? It hasn't been overblown or overt. It's about to get
overt
in a way, in a like behind the camera way, like that takes you out of the story. So you'll see what I mean. So Fresh, if you have it queued up,
I do.
Then we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of Tormented right now. Flash.
Tomorrow night I'll be Mrs. Stewart. Isn't that right, Mr. Stewart? I'll be right back.
This is what the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I think so. I guess so.
Oh, please, Tom. Just one more.
Oh, I wanted to get a drink.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Just one more number.
Keep playing.
Can't I make myself a drink? Yep, he's definitely playing that piano.
That's a bold look. Houndtooth dress, big gloves.
Houndtooth. I didn't even know that's what that was called. You've enlightened me, sir.
Sorry I started you, Tom, but candidates are the best kind.
People
I
be
have my
wearing.
mouth open and my eyes closed. This is going to be the worst picture ever made.
If you don't like it, I can take another.
That's not enough time.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Yeah, let me look.
No. Get a drink.
You look terrible in it. I need to throw this out.
Well, if nobody else sees it, how do we know that it's not just him?
Why are you getting yourself a drink? Go get some punch. That punch bowl is freaking looking good over there, man. I want some punch.
Not upset.
Well, something's bothering you.
Some of that good wedding
Is it another girl?
rehearsal dinner punch.
You can tell me. I'll try not to be jealous.
Jealous. I could be jealous of Vi. She's dead. She doesn't exist.
Can I make me a drink?
Perfume. She's a footprint. She's a hand. She's a face in a picture. Who could be jealous of Vi?
You're talking crazy, Tom. Let me see the picture.
No.
You're not making
Wait,
any
she
sense.
knows about Vi?
It's her face between the two of us.
I don't see anything.
So it's just him.
You and me.
Evan, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. 1 minute.
Did you put out the lights? What's the matter?
You don't look too happy. You ought to be. You're getting married tomorrow.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You don't understand. You're too young.
Tom does this all right.
He's perfect in your eyes anyhow, isn't he? Oh, don't worry, Sandy. I love him. I suppose every girl has a few last-minute doubts.
Because he's always around the lighthouse?
Because he imagines things that aren't so.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be a pretty big red flag, right? Before you get married, your fiance's like, hey, I'm seeing the head of my ex-girlfriend in this picture of us. We're getting married tomorrow. This can't be happening right now.
Like, what was in that punch?
Did you just pour yourself a whole glass of absinthe?
Not anymore. Everybody says it's too cold and damp and smelly.
Does Tom go there with anybody? Or does anybody meet him there?
Now who's imagining things?
You're right.
That is not a kid thing to say.
No.
Yeah.
Besides, that's probably
What a
only
mature
Now who's
child.
imagining
light on a
things?
loose pane of glass.
Wait, what?
That's it.
This is just the video's still going. It's just
Okay, just let it go. I don't know
Power
what this
through.
is. I don't know.
yeah. What are you guys getting into after this?
I'm gonna start practicing my soft shoe. Oh no! Okay, here we go.
Okay. This is interesting. This is
Oh, that was all a title sequence. I see. Okay.
This happened on our Indestructible Man episode, which I think maybe also was Allied Artist.
Oh, it was 2 reels, I guess. or
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Open up the
It's still-
PlayStation and put in the second disc.
That's what we need. We need something to tell us that. Is yours still like that fresh? Ours is.
something. Yeah.
Okay,
just-
good. Good to
Yeah,
know.
just give it. It needs to rest.
Ah, there it
Okay,
is.
there.
Here we go. Don't start spreading terrible, horrible rumors, Cylon. That's not fair.
I heard that. Evan was telling me that's what you do.
I can neither confirm nor deny what's in my can right now.
I'm over here.
Bye, where?
What's up?
Vi, that's not what I meant.
What do you want?
We've got to stop seeing each other like this.
Save you from your own mistake.
My only mistake was in knowing you.
And the only way you could correct it was for me to die, wasn't it?
Cylon, did you ever watch this with me? Do you remember this? If you're still here.
I've saved you.
Couldn't you? Maybe you can make yourself believe that, but not me. I was there, remember? You had to shut me up so you could marry Meg. You got away with that all right, but now what are you gonna do? I'll never let you marry Meg. You belong to me, Tom. You belong to a ghost. That's the trouble with making one first slip. You have to go from bad to worse to keep it quiet. What would you do if Meg gets wise to you?
So I think this is just some double exposure,
I didn't kill you, Vaughn.
not rear projection.
I never killed anybody and I never will. And once I'm married, I'm going to live a very happy, very normal life with Meg and with our friends. And there's really nothing you can do.
Very normal.
Isn't there? You may have noticed.
I love the
found my
jazz.
I pick things up fast. I'm going to use it to tell the world about you. I told you, Tom, no one will ever have you but me.
Stop it, Vi.
Try and make me. Tom Stewart killed 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 me. Tom
Oh my god.
I love it, dude. I love it.
It just takes me right out of the movie, dude. It's like they didn't even try. They didn't even try using a mannequin head that looks like that. The thinnest neck.
Don't be in such a hurry.
It looks like a ball.
Give me that. I just want
It's
to
like a
talk to you. Have
cantaloupe.
a nice, friendly
Yeah,
talk. That's all.
that's probably
Give me
what it
that.
is. Mm.
You look sick, Dad. Something's wrong. Look, are you going to talk to me or not? Let's get this thing over with.
Can I make you a drink?
Like I said, Dad, all I want is what's coming to me. You know, the way it looks to me, we should be sort of partners. I help you, and you help me. I bring your playgirl over to the island, and I figure it's worth some sort of service to you to sort of buy something from me. Like a silent service, catch?
The word you're reaching for is blackmail.
That's not it at all, Dad. We should be sort of pals. I done you a favor, now you can do me one.
In other words, if I don't pay you blackmail, you go to my fiancé and expose my life of sin. Is that it?
Well, you're saying it rather crude, Dad, but you're getting the idea.
But it won't do you any good. I'm not going to pay you one lousy cent. In the first place, I don't know a girl named Vi. And even if I did, it wouldn't do you any good.
One lousy
Because
cent.
Unfortunately, I'm not sharing my cottage with anyone.
Well, you know, a
When it makes you feel
lousy
better, you
scent
can
is
look for
just
yourself.
it's the worst kind of scent.
Yeah, you don't want
Well,
that.
then you know she's not here.
Well, yes and no. You see, when you were so eager to come up with that 5 spot, I figured you were, well, anxious to keep everything sort of quiet-like. Now, when I find out you're getting spliced to another chick, well, the story's getting better to read. Now, here's
Getting
the part I like
spliced
Oh my
to
God.
another chick.
What do you
I love it. Look here,
Still
bud.
with me, Dad?
You still with me,
See,
Dad?
that's the punchline. That's the gimmick. If this doll Vi isn't hiding in your cottage, and she isn't anyplace else on the island, and she never left the island. Now, what do you suppose could have happened to her, huh?
You tell me.
You're a comedian. You're the one that has the rest of the answers.
Oh, you're some kind of comedian, huh, Dad?
Everything you've just said is all bluff. You don't know a damn thing.
Ooh.
In fact, I thought you'd take a wrong outlook on things, so I sort of borrowed something
Oh shit.
from a friend of yours.
Checkmate.
Let's get out of here.
I can see that you finally dig me,
Let's get out of here.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
Imagine just seeing him run away when you come walking up.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
What did we come up here for?
Come on, come on.
Here, just lean against that rail.
Peace and quiet.
Cold.
Do these screws look loose to you?
5 thou.
5 thou.
Oh!
Your future father.
Can't believe they made him say that.
He said 5.
5 thou?
Who are you talking
Oh.
Do you mean 1,000?
Yeah, so- you mean 1,000? That would have been
I
better.
didn't hear anything. I'm
I
waiting
would
to
have
hear
liked that
something
more.
from you.
They're closing in on you, Tom.
Let's see.
You'd better take care of him right now.
No.
Whoa.
That's your final
Uh-oh.
answer.
No.
Uh-oh.
I didn't.
YouTube's trying to yell at me. I can't open it. Or YouTube's trying to yell at me about a content violation. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
There's a piece of pipe behind you. One good blow is all it takes. You got rid of me, but you'll never get rid of him as long as he lives. He'll bleed you of every penny, Tom. And all the time you'll have it hanging over you. What if people find out? What if Meg finds out? You can't let him do it, Tom. You'll lose everything.
Look, you've had enough time. Do I get the money or don't I?
Yes, Tom. Does he get paid?
No.
All right. You know what's best. See what your chick has to say about this.
She just told me. She said I gotta kill you.
Wait. Change your mind?
Hit him, Tom.
My side chick became my ghost chick. Now he's irredeemable, right?
Yeah, well now he's actually.
Now first it was an accident. Now he's actually a murderer. I mean, he's still a murderer. He let her fall. He could have saved her. Yeah.
He chose to do nothing.
For whom the bells toll, right, Fresh?
Yes, the bill comes due.
I guess it's Vi and Nick so far.
The Taco Bell tolls for the
room that They're up with the great cheesy gorditas in the sky.
Oh
no!
Told you to stay out of the
I forgot
lighthouse.
about this.
Wow. Now he's gonna have to kill this kid.
That's brutal, dude.
You gotta kill everyone on the island now.
There's no witnesses.
Damn. Oh, dude, such an existential, like, this person I looked up to just killed a guy.
Yeah.
Sandy, did you hear your mother call you?
What is it?
Drop whatever you're doing and come here at once.
All right.
Now she's grown up now. She's like going through her angst phase. She's like, I mean, that aged her way faster than anything could have.
Sandy, we have to be at the church in 20 minutes and you're not even dressed yet. Never mind that now. Meg Sanker him.
Sorry, I'm a little shaken up.
I don't even want to go.
Thanks.
Meg, do you really love him a whole lot?
Whatever makes you ask a thing like that?
Last night you said you weren't sure.
Well, I'm sure now. Oh, you'll remember to take the bouquet when I hand it to you, won't you?
I'll
Wow.
remember.
Overnight, huh?
Yeah.
Suppose he'd done something awful bad.
The way I feel now, I'd marry him no matter what. Oh, don't forget, you stand close behind me, but not too close.
There, that's done. And you, young lady, get into your gown this instant.
This instant. You're the only one not dressed.
Sabbit loaned us her ring in place of the one you lost, so that's okay. I've got the minister's fee here in my pocket. Now
What up, Don Draper?
Okay, I'll be all right. And get that funereal look off your face. This is a wedding.
He said, "Get that venereal look off your face."
Oh
I'm sorry. What?
Well, that's real pretty dress, Sandy.
You're really gonna marry my sister, aren't you?
Oh no.
I don't feel like that.
I can't help it. Suppose you love somebody. Somebody who did something bad. And only you knew. Would you keep it secret?
Well, good
Look at
friends
Damn,
generally try to
dude.
stand by one another.
But what if it were something real bad?
Real bad, like what?
Murder?
Wink.
I wouldn't be asking the person who I knew just killed someone
Yeah.
that question.
This is the most funeral dirge version of the wedding march I've ever heard.
We are gathered together
Don't.
and in the face of this company to join together
Yeah, it's
this
it's
man
pitched down a couple half steps.
in holy matrimony, which is an honorable estate, instituted of God, signifying unto us the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and his church. Which holy estate Christ
Betwixt.
adorned and beautified with his presence, and first miracle that he wrought in Cana of Galilee, and is commended of St. Paul to be honorable among all men, and therefore is not by any to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, soberly, and in the fear of God.
You better be fucking afraid of God if you're about to get married, bro. God
If
will
any
come
man
down
can
to
show
you
just
hard.
cause why they may not lawfully be joined together,
Say something,
let him now
Sandy.
speak, or else hereafter, forever,
I object.
The ghost is gonna appear.
Her face.
What?
Oh god.
The
No
ghost.
way.
So does everybody see it this time?
He's gonna.
I object.
That's pretty good effect, yeah. It must be with some kind of filaments, but it looks very cool. Oh, the canted angles. You remember that chapter of the Bible, right, Evan?
Right, yeah. The book of burial.
The burial of the dead, yeah. That's your favorite one.
Yeah. It's right there in the middle of the Psalms.
Wait.
So is the wedding off?
Oh. You would hope so.
So that's it's kind of a bad omen for your wedding.
It ain't good.
Vi? Vi? I've come to tell you you've won. Sure you're glad to hear that. I'm going away, Vi, and I'm not coming back. Vi? Vi, I'm running out on Meg.
Shit.
I'm not coming back.
Or are you?
Oh, damn. Sandy's got a gun.
I followed you. Why did you have to kill him?
He made me feel like
I
an
knew
idiot.
something would happen. I was against the marriage from the beginning.
Let me help you with your gown, dear. Don't bother, Mother. Sandy will help you. Sandy, help
Who's
your
gonna
sister.
eat all this cake?
Where is Sandy?
I thought you came home ahead of us.
What happened to the housekeeper?
Well, she did.
just
She's not here now.
she didn't die, right? She just disappeared.
Now, I'm afraid you'll tell everybody, and I don't
She
know
got
what
really
to do.
stressed out. She had to take a vacation.
Don't tell.
How can I be sure of that?
Good friends protect each other.
Sometimes they can't help themselves.
Hangovers.
Oh.
Police hear about it. Do you know what would happen if the police heard about this? I'd go to the gas chamber.
Oh shit. Evocative.
Sandy, why did you have to see it?
I couldn't help it.
No. Nobody could help any of it except me.
I didn't see
I
any.
could have saved Vi. I could have put my hand out to her. Instead, I killed her. Sandy. Sandy, you know I love you very much, don't you?
There's so much to drop on this kid.
Oh.
This is heavy.
Reverend.
Oh my god.
She isn't there. I can't imagine where she could have gone.
Where's Tom? The least he could do is be here when Meg needs him.
Can't you leave him alone?
There's a light in the lighthouse.
Sandy could be there. She talks about the place
There's
all the
a
time.
light in the lighthouse.
I don't think she'd go there at night.
Dubby dub 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 dub.
We'd better make sure.
Why are we going up there?
Let's go up and look at the sea. You're not afraid of me, are you?
I used to be.
Fuck, dude.
Come on then.
If someone ever asks you, You're not afraid of me, are you? You should probably be afraid.
Whole island from up here.
Big red flag for sure.
You didn't tell anyone we were coming up here, did you?
I didn't tell them anything.
Good. Good.
Oh.
You afraid?
Yes.
Sandy. Sandy, why did you have to see it?
Is he gonna flash the light at him? Blind him? Ah!
Oh my god.
Got him.
And she just let him die.
Yeah, she could have saved him.
Now the ghost is gonna haunt her.
That's the Tormented 2.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Where did he find her? Went in the rock. She's been down there a week, I'd say.
No.
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 No, she hasn't.
Bloated, picked to death by crabs and all other kinds of critters.
No.
So no.
They're finally together.
Oh, she's still alive. Wait, she can see? Because, like, why?
The ring.
Keep it going. Stretch it. And that was Tormented. So, what do we think, boys?
Man, that poor girl. She is completely traumatized now.
Scarred for life, without a doubt. Poor Sandy. She didn't deserve that. She really didn't. She just, like any kid, you want to hear the gossip that the adults are passing around. But,
yeah, when someone says never mind, just say never mind.
Just leave it alone. But Sandy couldn't, and then she witnessed a murder, and it was all downhill from there. She almost got murdered, and yeah, that was. I mean, obviously, it's like we knew that she wasn't going to get murdered, but it still was building some suspense. That
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. I mean, I was kind of thinking, are they really gonna go this far in this movie? The guy's gonna throw this kid off a lighthouse.
I want to see the director that would kill his own daughter in a movie. And if it hasn't been done yet, I'll have a daughter just to kill her in a movie. That's all what it's all about. No. No. It is funny though, because I mean, there still is a lot of tension there with him walking her up there, and just they draw it out pretty well. Bert draws it out pretty well, but it's his daughter, so of course he's not going to kill her.
Yeah, some good tension.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's all double exposure and superimposition, but the ghost effects in tonight's film was pretty good. You know,
they were fine. I thought they did the job.
Right.
Some of the head stuff was a little silly, but
it's definitely the worst bit in the movie is that there's a mannequin head, and it's just so it's like you can't see it on camera, but there's a mannequin head beside Evan right now, and it is literally like the same thing. It is a very scant head. There's not a lot of like, it's not the size of a real head. They can't see. There you go. It is not the size of a real head. It's a very small head, believe it or not. And Evan is going full what Max Headroom, what's his name? You know,
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, full Mark Zuckerberg right now. It does look like Mark. It's that expressionless blank plastic look on his face. That's totally Mark Zuckerberg. But yeah, no, it is funny that is definitely the worst effect in the movie, but
So Tom got his comeuppance.
For sure.
You know, we were talking, you know, he's our bad protagonist.
Which is so weird still.
Yeah, not really. He really just got worse as it went on. But I guess it was really no surprise. Like, he had to kind of face some kind of thing at the end.
Yeah.
It would have been a really weird note to end on if he just got away with like a murder and a criminal negligence or whatever it's called.
Right. Yeah. The Hollywood production code hadn't quite broken down by then, so it was still a rule that anybody that committed a crime was brought to justice by the end, and that usually meant death
in some kind of ironic kind of way.
Yeah, right. It's like the only real justice is this person's he's a terrible, horrible, painful death. That's the American spirit. I mean, again, it's so funny to think of the fact that a whole code would tell decades and decades of films how their morality should be played, and it was always equal justice, equal, like if somebody gets wronged, it's righted at the end, and that's the way it should be. It was not until the mid to late 60s that you started getting more morally ambiguous endings and just plots in general. Like, again, it is still so weird to see a 1960 movie that the main character is unlikable, but at the end of the day, justice was still done. He didn't get away with it, right? But by the mid 60s, you start to get movies that push those boundaries and like, all right, this person does a horrible thing and they get away with it. So they got there eventually. Don't worry, Evan. Don't you worry.
I mean, those movies, you know, they exist and they do end on a weird note tonally.
Yeah. And I mean, tonight's film, even still, I think, kind of it is just a odd film in general. Like, as a ghost story, you know,
ghost story, and there's like it's all the jazz. I think like any piece of media where they just decide to like throw a bunch of jazz on top just to like really thicken the mood,
right? And I mean, I guess jazz was just super popular at the time. So, like, you know what this horror movie needs? An all jazz score. And then it's like they show it to the studio execs, the distributors. They're like, it's not enough. Let's put on the music from House on Haunted Hill. And that's where you get the whoa, 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 whoa. It wasn't super loud, but it was still basically layered over top. So.
Yeah, but it's such a vibe. This one was a vibe. Like this, there's like some vision in this. I can see
some weird, odd vision, but yeah, they're trying to do something here. Yeah, I mean, obviously a little bit more budget compared to the past couple weeks. You know, between Larry Buchanan and Jerry Warren, and even the week before that, I can't remember what it was, but I know it was really cheesy and bad. And Beach Girls and the Monster. It's all very, it's all very low budget. But yeah, I think tonight's film had atmosphere. I think that's the way to sum it up. So gotta give it to Bert Gordon for that. And speaking of atmosphere, the next film this season is going to have plenty of atmosphere, but it's not going to be next week because I'm going to be indisposed. I will not be available next Friday.
Going on break.
Yeah, going on it's a little break, even though we're right there at the end of the season. Gonna go on a tiny little break. And so we'll be back. We might do a mini-sode on Wednesday, but we'll be back 2 Fridays from now with our 8th episode of our Summer of Schlock. And this movie is definitely schlocky on multiple planes. You know, you've got women that can turn into spiders and mad scientists and adventurers. It's more of a sci-fi adventure movie from the early 50s. And it's got Uncle Fester from the original Addams Family TV series playing a mad scientist. So it's a lot of fun. And there's some surprising connections to earlier films that we've watched this season. So it's going to be an exciting time when we watch Mesa of Lost Women. Yeah. Don't you? Isn't that a pretty weird ass title, right? Yeah, Mesa of Lost Women. It's definitely perfect for this season because it's considered one of the worst movies of all time. But it's got atmosphere. I can tell you that it's got plenty of atmosphere. I mean, again, it's kind of weird because it's above the terrible, horrible movies that we've seen this season, but it's probably a step below the movie we watched tonight. So here's, the whole season balances itself out. This is the middle ground because tonight we got, believe it or not, this is a more high quality film than some of the others. So next week's film the film we'll be watching 2 weeks from now falls in the
next time's
film. It sounds terrible. It's not grammatically correct. Next time's film falls right in the middle. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You can join us 2 Fridays from now for Mesa of Lost Women. We probably will be back on Wednesday for another installment of our mini-sodes. Undersea Kingdom, we're on like our 8th or 9th chapter. I don't know, we're getting close to the end, and hopefully we're getting out of Atlantis soon, fingers crossed. We'll see. Crash is still crashing around for sure. He loves to get into a fight. So yeah, I mean, we'll keep you guys posted, but anything before we sign off tonight, boys?
Lighthouse, lights out. Brought to you by Taco Bell.
Sweet screams, everybody.
And to all, a good fright.